Hi, it's Wayne from Wayne Goodman Photography. I hope you liked the videos I did earlier. Hopefully they suited what your needs were. I know I've had a few more questions about please do this, please do that. Unfortunately, I'm just not going to have the time. It's really time consuming, all this, actually, because the video takes 2 minutes. It then takes further about an hour or so to actually upload it and make sure everything's keyworded and all that stuff. And unfortunately, I've just got loads of work on at the moment, so I've done as much as I can. This video is actually I'm going to put a couple of links down in my description for the Flickr account that I have. So all you need to do is just click on there and you'll see some pictures, some actually still photos, which is why I bought the camera from the camera today. Now, what I found was that it's pretty amazing camera. I'm actually really pleased with the results for the most part. The only thing I need to test further is I put my Canon 17mm lens on it, which is a tilt shift lens, and it's what I use for architecture, and I adore that thing. It's really one of the sharpest lenses in the center ever that I've seen. But now, I've not really noticed it on the Canon 6D, but what I did notice was on this camera, possibly it's very soft in the corners. Now, I'm not sure if that's just the image I took, or because I was rushing like crazy. I think I did the 2 videos you've seen and all these photos within about 15 minutes this afternoon. There was a wedding going on. I just felt like I shouldn't be there, so I did what I could. I was getting some weird looks, looking like an anorak, doing sort of changing a million lenses on a camera, and it's I just thought, no, let's get out of here. So I did what I could. So I need to test it further, and I will update you all as well. But possibly there's some issue going on there, so I just need to have a look at that. I might have shifted it by mistake, tilted it, or whatever, so I'll have another look. But there are some Voigtlander pictures. There's one of the 12mm Voigtlander lens for the Leica series. I've got an adapter for that, and also the 15mm. The 12mm I think is version 2. It's the one with the removable hood. I believe the first version came with a stuck-on hood. So it's a tiny little lens, and it looks really cool actually on the camera. It looks sort of like a cross between retro and brand new, modern. It's really quite a cool looking thing. The 15mm is actually the version 3. It's the latest one from Voigtlander. It's an incredible lens, but I was amazed to see how much difference there is between 12 and 15mm, as you'll see actually with the photos that I've put up on Flickr. Great news is, for me personally, I'm not getting any purple shift on one side of the lens at all. Like, literally, it doesn't seem to be there. Do get some purple fringing a little bit, but that's probably just the lens more than anything. Although I have heard in the past people say that can be the sensor. I don't know, but either way, it was dealt with in 2 seconds in Lightroom. The pictures that I've uploaded, you'll actually see some of the photos. Well, all the photos have been put through Lightroom. I've done one album where they've actually been edited a little bit more to my taste. They're not final edits by any means, but I just wanted to sort of boost the contrast and just see how the sensor sort of took to Lightroom editing. It's the latest version of Lightroom as well, the CC, so I only updated it yesterday and it seems to fully support the A7R2, no issue at all. The other album I've done, I have edited them, but all I've done is, and I mean literally all I've done, is I've taken the shadows right up and I've put the highlights right down, because that's where I always find noise creeps in. If you just take an image and it's exposed correctly, then I usually find not too much noise with most cameras anyway. It's only when you start editing and bringing out shadows, things like that. That's what I want to see anyway. So I've basically I've brought up the shadows, like I say, so 100% in Lightroom, and I've brought the highlights right down. The last couple of photos I took, I think there was 25,600 and 12,800. They were reaching the limits of the lighting conditions and they overexposed. So the 25,600 picture, I actually had to bring the exposure bar down in Lightroom as well by about, I think it was by about 1.5 stops. and I was amazed how much leeway there was with an overexposed sky. I mean, the whole thing blew out and then all of a sudden came back to a normal histogram. Absolutely, I've not seen that for a while, but I've never really tried 25,600. But even with high ISOs, it seems, it seems like you can bring shadows out with not terrible results. So yeah, overall I was pleased. Rolling shutter, I've done one photo of it's a Ford Focus, and it started accelerating as I was walking back to my car. So I just quickly grabbed a shot of it. I've not looked at focus or anything, but it was like properly accelerating as well. And you'll see that I've got like a gate type thing in front of me. That looks like it's angled over, and that's the rolling shutter effect, obviously. So yeah, basically you know make your mind up with that, whether it's good or bad or indifferent. But I kind of, with an electronic shutter, I definitely expect that, because that's what it was on at that point. And speaking of electronic shutter, the first two images in that particular folder where I've brought the highlights up and the shadows, the highlights down, the shadows up. The first image was on, I think, electronic shutter. So I did an ISO 100 with an electronic shutter, because the reason for that is the second image is the same, ISO 100, but manual shutter, just the normal clunk clunk shutter. Reason for that is because I heard somewhere that electronic shutter only allows 12 bits of editing, and the manual shutter allows 14 bits. So I don't personally know what difference that makes. It didn't seem to make any difference in the edit, but I've not scrutinized it with a fine tooth comb or whatever, but I'm sure there's barely any difference. So if anybody's thinking like I was, because I've got the RX1R and I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to lose that silent shutter, what if I'm somewhere where I don't want a big clunky shutter going off? That's a really nice feature to have. I've had it in several other cameras, including Fuji's. It's a really cool thing to have, and you can't deny that it's not. I mean, if you're somewhere and you take a picture and it goes, then people look round and it's a little bit. Whereas when it's electronic and it makes absolutely no noise whatsoever, well, that's a great thing, isn't it? So yeah, overall camera. This is the first day. Yesterday I spent uploading videos for you guys, so when people were saying I don't know how to use the camera and all this, well, basically I didn't, because I was trying to sort of try new things, and it's a different setup. I mean, I am used to the RX1R, but I've not even had that long, and again the menus are pretty different to the RX1R, even though the Sony, in some respects they might as well not be. So next tests I want to do are the 17mm lens. I want to make sure it's sharp all the way around, and compared to the 6D, because if it's soft on the A7R2 and it's sharp on the 6D, I might have to weigh up my decision of keeping the A7R2, because that's one of the lenses I truly enjoy using. And the other comparison I'm going to do is to the RX1R, because that has such an incredible lens on it. So I just want to see if the 35mm 2.8 compares to the 35mm f2 of the RX1R. If it's close enough, I'll be happy. I'm not expecting it to be the same, so we'll just try it. And then I do want to do more tests with the Canon 70-200mm I've got. I want to try it without the 2x extender, just the lens on its own, with the 2x extender, with the various focusing modes. I am hoping to get out tomorrow later on and try that. There's also an event I've heard about going on in Manchester for G-Shock, actually. So there's a few skateboarders and stuff like that. If I've got time, I'll try and get over to that actually, and just see if I can shoot some pictures of them. If I can, I'll compare it to like the 7D, something like that. See if I can get anything out of this that compares to the 7D. Although I doubt it, because the 7D is such a sports camera, and the A7R2 it's not. It'd be a bit of an unfair comparison. 5 frames per second versus 7 doesn't sound a massive difference, but it's probably going to be quite a big difference, so we'll see. So yeah, that's where it's up to now. Hopefully the videos I've put on help somebody, help you make a decision. I don't think you could ever regret this purchase, but you've just got to make sure that if you're buying it for the legacy lenses, if you're buying it for Canon lenses and stuff like that, make sure it's for you. If you're buying it with Sony in mind anyway, with Sony lenses, I mean, you've got a 42 megapixel, high ISO capable camera with absolutely everything, 4K, you know, huge amounts of stuff on it. It's 5-axis image stabilization. It's a very, very, very good camera, and we all seem to have this first world problem of deciding on what camera to buy. There's plenty of other issues in the world, but it's nice to know at least that it does the job, and so far I'm very happy with it. But like I say, I'll do some further tests before I totally make my mind up, although I don't think I'll be disappointed. Alright, so keep subscribing, please. It's really cool waking up to all these emails and somebody subscribes, somebody subscribed. I've had loads this morning. And, you know, thumbs up my videos if you like them. Thumbs down them if you don't like them. Hopefully you will like them. I'm just trying to keep it as normal as possible. You know, I'm just a regular guy just doing some videos of a product that I bought, and hopefully I can keep doing that of other products that I've got and buy in the future. So I'll always give you my absolute valid opinion. You know, I'll never make this up. None of this is being paid for at the end of the day, other than out of my own pocket. So why would I make anything up? And yeah, I'll be back soon. All right, thanks.